Okay, first off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem and my brother Sarab. And today this class is going to be on crossing the finish line, basically. We just going to be going into the scriptures, precept upon precept, and bring in the elements of finishing a race and learning how to cross the finish line. Because like I said, this is more like a marathon than it's a 100-meter sprint. You see what I'm saying? You got to be able to endure in this truth. And brothers got to understand that it's a very fundamental to be able to endure and to be able to cross that finish line that we hoping that we get. But that's what we're going to be going into today. So let's go ahead and start off with some scriptures, man. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Run with patience. When you run in a race, you got to have patience. Running a marathon, you got to have patience. That's one of the main things that you must have, or you will not get through. You're not going to endure it. You must have patience because it's not going to come right away. Some things you're just going to have to sit back and just keep on running. Hebrews 12 and 1.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us.
The sin that easily do beset us. Go ahead.
And let us run.
Let us what?
Let us run.
Say that one more time.
Let us run.
Go ahead.
With patience.
So you got to be able to run with patience. Go ahead.
The race.
The what?
The race.
You got to be able to run this race with patience, crossing that finish line with patience. Go ahead.
That is set before
so
us.
So all this is more like a race. Like I said, it's not a 100-meter race. It's more of a marathon. You got to be able to endure because with a marathon, you got to keep on going. You got to keep on pushing. It might seem long. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be right away. The Lord's going to come like a thief in the night. You're not going to know when. So you got to keep on enduring. Go ahead.
Looking unto Yahushua,
right.
The author and finisher of our faith.
The finisher of our faith. Go ahead.
Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross.
He even endured the cross. So yeah, just like Yahushua endured, we must endure too by carrying our cross daily. That's your endurance, being able to carry your cross, doing away with the wickedness that we all deal with. Go ahead.
Despising the shame.
Despising the shame. Go ahead.
And is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh.
Verse 3.
For considering endure such contradiction.
We must also consider Yahushua that consider contradiction. Go ahead.
Such contradiction of sinners against himself. Lest ye be weary and faint in your minds.
Lest ye be weary and faint in your minds. You cannot be weary in this race. Like I said, brothers have got to learn how to endure. You must have patience. That's one of the key elements of running a race or a marathon. Having patience in this truth. Like I said, brothers been in the truth 20 years, 25 years. We must look up to the elders and look how they consider it and look how they endure it and get our strength from that also. Because like I said, some of us are brothers, we just come into this truth. Some of us we're dealing with a few things. Some of us we might be overcome something that we're dealing with. We got to keep on fighting and keep on enduring instead of just tapping out, instead of just giving up. You see what I'm saying? Give me 1 Timothy 2 and 1. 2 Timothy 2 and 1. Endurance is also a key. Having patience and also have endurance. That's one of the elements of running a race and being able to finish a race. Having endurance. That's almost one of the main ones. Being able to endure.
2
Timothy 2 and 1, yeah.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1.
All right.
Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua.
It says, be strong in the grace in Yahushua. Go ahead.
And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses.
Go ahead.
The same commit thou to the faithful men.
Right.
Who shall be able to teach others also.
Verse 3.
Thou therefore endure hardness.
It says to endure what?
Hardness.
Go ahead.
As a good soldier.
So being able to endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua. Go ahead.
No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life.
So anybody that's going to work, if you're going to go to war, you're going to be able to endure. You cannot entangle yourself with the affairs of this life. Being part of the world is enmity with God. I think we already know that. So us having a mindset of the world, us doing the things of the world, us being out there in the world, celebrating holidays, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, doing the things that the world wants to do, that's not going to help us in this fight. That's going to weary us out. And it's going to entangle us. It's going to happen. It's going to have us trip. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
So in order to do away with those things, we're pleasing the Most High, which he chose us to be a soldier. This is a chosen. You're part of the chosen. All that are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. So not everybody's going to be able to endure at the end. Just because we called doesn't mean we're going to endure. Some brothers has got to have that faith. That faith comes with works. So you doing those works show your faith. Let's go to the next slide. This is a YouTube clip that we're gonna be able to open it. There might be some obstacles, man. So let's take a look at Esau. I thought it was a pretty good example. Yeah, this is it. Like, turn it up on the side for me, bro. Yeah. This is a clip of Esau running, and I thought this would be a perfect example of what we should be doing So the reason why I brought that up right there, give me Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16. Because as you can see in the clip, she fell many times. She finished the race, but she was falling quite a few times. Proverbs 24, 16.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16.
What?
For a just man falleth 7 times.
Read that again.
For a just man falleth 7 times.
So we fall 7 times. Like I said, we're not perfect yet, but sometimes we might fall a couple of times. Like in that race, she fell many times, but at the end, she still finished. Some of us are going to fall several times in this truth, but we got to learn how to continue to endure, continue to do the things that we got to do, to keep getting up. You might fall one good hard time, but you got to get right back up. Brothers is dealing with that we dealing with in this truth, that was dealing with in the school. They are falling, but we just praying that they get up. You see what I'm saying? We pray for one another that we be able to make it, but some of us might fall completely. But a just man is going to fall 7 times, and that 7 is being the number of perfection. Like, it's going to be several times. I'm not saying 7 is going to be several times. No numerous number you can put on that. But go ahead. There's more on that.
For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again.
But he rises up again. Go ahead.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
But the wicked is going to fall into mischief. So a just man might fall 7 times, but rise up again. Brothers got to be able to rise up again. But the wicked shall be fall in mischief. So the wicked is always going to, if you're dealing with the 3-5 and you're not really fighting your flesh, you're going to fall into mischief. You're dealing with the alcohol, you're dealing with the women, you're dealing with the dietary code of eating pork, chicken, lobster, or the dress code, wearing your fringes. Some brothers, you know what I'm saying, going to fall into mischief by doing that. You got a precept? Go ahead.
Psalms 37:20.
Right.
37:23. The steps of a good man are ordered by Yahweh.
Go ahead.
And he delighteth in his way.
The steps of a good man is ordered by Yahweh, and he delighteth in the way. Go ahead.
And I just want to speak on that.
Right.
Sometimes why we fall is because we try to skip steps.
Right.
We try to skip the steps that are ordered. Instead of us taking those proper steps, that one at a time, we try to jump steps and then end up falling.
Right. Go ahead to the next verse, though. 24.
Though he fall,
right,
he shall not be utterly cast down.
Even though we fall, we're not going to be utterly cast down. Go ahead.
For Yahweh upholdeth him with his hand.
But Yahweh holdeth him with his hand. So even though we may fall in this truth, we're not going to be utterly cast down. So let's go on to the next slide. Don't grow tired. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28. Isaiah 40, verse 28.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28.
Go ahead.
Hast thou not known?
Right.
Hast thou not heard?
Right.
That the everlasting God, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not.
He does what?
Fainteth not.
So brothers cannot faint. Go ahead.
Neither is weary.
So cannot grow weary either. Go ahead.
There is no searching of his understanding.
There's no searching of his understanding. 29.
He giveth power to the faint.
He giveth power to the faint. Go ahead.
And to them that have no might, he increaseth strength.
So brothers that don't have no might, Yahweh Shai is able to increase your strength. Go ahead.
Even the youths shall faint and be weary.
So all the people in this truth, period, even the youth will be able to might faint and be weary. Go ahead.
And the young men shall utterly fall.
31.
But they that wait upon Yahweh
But they that wait upon Yahweh, that don't go tired, go ahead.
strength.
They shall what?
They shall renew their strength.
Go ahead.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run.
They shall what?
They shall
And
run
that's part of doing this race. You will be able to run and not and go ahead.
and not be
And
weary.
not grow tired. Go ahead.
And they shall walk
Right.
and not be faint.
And that's with the strength of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is able to give you that strength where you don't have to grow weary, go faint in this truth. You can keep on running, you can keep on walking, like in a marathon, being able to endure. Go ahead. Oh, that's it I want. That's all I want on that. Give me James chapter 1, verse 12. James chapter 1, verse 12. Receiving your trophy, because at the end of every race, you get a trophy if you win. If you able to overcome.
James chapter 1 verse 12.
Right.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Read that one more time.
Blessed is the man that endureth
Blessed
temptation.
is the man that endured temptation. This is what this whole class is about, being able to endure temptation. Go ahead.
For when he is tired,
For when he was tried, go ahead.
he shall receive the crown of
And
life,
that's your trophy, that crown of life, being able to overcome your wickedness, your wicked deeds, your things that your flesh chooses to do. Being able to overcome that, you will be able to receive the crown of life. Go ahead.
which Yahweh has promised to them that love
So
him.
this is already promised to us, but brothers got to be able to endure and cross the finish line, because brothers are going to tap out at the end. Go ahead.
Let no man say when he is tempted that I am tempted of our Elohim. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
Right.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
So everything that you might be dealing with personally, whether it's your women, whether it's you smoking, whether you drinking alcohol, that's the lust that you have within yourself. And the things that you're dealing with yourself tend to draw you away. And with that, you'll be able to commit sin. And sin brings forth death. Read verse 15.
Then when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
Right.
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Bringeth forth death. Give me Revelation chapter 3, verse 11.
Revelations chapter 3, verse 11. Behold, I come quickly.
Right.
Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
So behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast. Go ahead. And that no man may take that crown. And that's that crown that we all must get. That's that crown that all of us have received. But you can't let nobody take that crown. And mostly Satan's going to take that crown. He's going to want to entice you into your own lust, where you don't have that crown of life that we read about in James 1 and 12. That crown of life is already promised to us, but some brothers is going to get that taken away from them. All right. Give me Mark 13 and 13.
Mark chapter 13, verse 13.
Go ahead.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Right.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
And that's part of that race, being able to endure, having that patience and endurance to go to the very end. That's what most brothers and sisters must have. We might be tired. Some things might be hard that we're dealing with, whether it's our jobs, whether it's our households that we're dealing with, but we must be able to endure to the end. And with that, we'll be able to have that crown of life, because there's a lot more promised to us at the very end. What Yahweh has bestowed for us is a lot better than what we're dealing with now. So brothers are going to have that mindset where they'll be able to keep on going and keep on pushing in this truth. Read Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I think this is the last one. Last slide. Last slide right here. Philippians 4 and 13.
Philippians chapter 4, verse 13.
Right.
I can do all things through Yahushua.
I can do what?
Which I can do all things.
Right.
Through Yahushua who strengthens.
So anything that we want to put our minds to, anything that we choose that we want to do, we can do it through Yahushua which strengthens me. Brothers is able to overcome anything in this truth. Whether you're dealing with cigarettes, while you're dealing with opioids, whatever strong addiction that you have, whether it's your lust that you have for women, we'll be able to overcome anything through Yahushua that gives us strength. But brothers got to be able to trust in the Most High. It starts with the trust in your mindset, because with your mindset comes your actions. And once you're able to change up your mindset and have that endurance mentality, being able to overcome these things, then your actions is going to start walking out your thoughts. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to be judged by our actions. And pull that for me. 1 Samuel 2 and 3.
1 Samuel?
Yeah, 1 Samuel 2 and 3.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more so exceeding proudly.
Right.
Let not arrogance come out of your mouth.
Don't let arrogancy come out of your mouth, because with your thoughts come your words, and your words come your actions. So don't let your arrogancy come out your mouth, because your words can get you condemned. Go ahead.
For Yahweh is our power of knowledge.
And so Yahweh is a God of knowledge. Go ahead.
And by him actions are weighed.
What are weighed?
Actions.
So at the end of the day, actions are weighed. Your actions are going to be weighed at the end of the day. So that's why brothers are going to be able to be strengthened, Yahweh and overcome what they're dealing with, because actions are going to be weighed at the end of the day. And I think, and yeah, just finish the race. That's what we're dealing with. They just finish your race. That's the last slide right there. And with brothers in this truth, like I said, we want to be able to endure and keep on pushing through. Some things are going to be hard to deal with. Whatever things we're dealing with within ourselves is going to be hard. But at the end of the day, this truth might not get easier, but we get stronger. So we got to be able to overcome the things that we're dealing with in our own lives or in our own selves, because it's not going to come easy. At the end of the day, when much is given, a lot is required. So Yahweh is requiring us to be a living sacrifice. So in order to be a living sacrifice, you must be able to do away with the flesh and the lust that we have within ourselves, basically. And with that, I think that's the end of the lesson right there. That's all I have for you. So is there any questions? I know it's some more right now. Just walked in. How y'all doing? Sister CC, how y'all doing? Is there any questions y'all have? I guess I can go over recaps if y'all kind of came in. So all we was dealing with today is being able to cross the finish line. That's what we have right there, crossing the finish line, and the different elements of the race and stuff like that. Is there anything you want to bring up?
No, not necessarily on that topic.
So we here. We want to go into what I had the other day, yesterday, about what I did yesterday. No. About that verse 17. Bring it up. What video? Oh, yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, so basically, yeah, any questions, anything y'all want to deal with, any topics y'all want to deal with, we can go ahead and deal with that now. If y'all anything that y'all want to go over. But, I don't know, almost like 9 topics. 8:32. I did that much fast. Right.
I do that matrix lesson.
All right.
So Stop that live. Go back to Monday. No, you just read it like that. Describe.
I think I heard something.
You can't find it over Oh, you know what? The sister who wrote that book, who wrote the Matrix, and then they ended up stealing it from her. She ended up getting the rights back.
Right, the movie.
So now they done took, you know what I'm saying? She done got everything straight, so she done took it off of her. On mine. She just wrote another book. But they took the Matrix from her. She wrote the and Terminator. Yeah. And Terminator. But they ended up taking the movie from her. But
told her it wasn't good enough, and then they turn around and use it.
They ain't even say that. They just end up just using it, just taking it, bro. Just taking it. I bring this lesson out. But when she wrote that, that was the Matrix was actually a poem from the scriptures. The Matrix, and that Matrix was being the womb or the woman and having that rebirth into this truth.
Say that one more time.
The womb or the womb man. The womb, that's what the Matrix is. The Matrix is a biblical term. She was writing that from scripture. And the Terminator, that's why the Terminator, a lot of times you see brothers going to the Terminator and the Judgment Day and how brothers' eyes, you know what I'm saying, that nuclear warfare and brothers' eyes melting in their sockets and tongue melting when they holding the gate. All that she got from the scriptures. And then Esau, you know what I'm saying, ended up taking it. But go to the next slide. And Exodus, we're just gonna show initially just how the Matrix actually means the womb. Exodus 13, verse 12. Yeah, verse 12 and 15.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, chapter 13 and verse 12.
This is talking about you know, how the Most High, he's bringing that. He want that first fruits. He want that first the first eagling or the first kid that comes out of those beasts and out of man. Go ahead.
Verse 12. That thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that open up the matrix.
All that do what?
Open up the matrix.
He gonna set apart all that open up the matrix. Come on.
And every firstling that come out the beast which thou hast.
And every firstling that come out the beast that thou hast. So we're just showing you that the matrix scripturally being defined as the womb. Coming out of the woman's womb. That's the matrix. Come on.
And the male shall be the Lord's.
And the male shall be the Lord's. Come on.
And every firstling of an ass thou shalt.
Give me verse 15, Shalai.
Verse 15. And it came to pass when Pharaoh will hardly let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, but the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beasts. Therefore I sacrifice to the Lord all that open up the matrix.
Therefore, all that open up the matrix is sacrificed to Yahweh. Come on.
Being males.
But
all of the firstborn of my children I redeemed.
All the firstborn of the children. Again, we just showing how defining what the matrix is scripturally.
Okay.
Give me Exodus 34:19.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 19. All that open up the matrix is mine.
All that open up the matrix is his. Come on.
And every firstling among thy cattle, rather ox or sheep, that is male.
And see, that's again talking about that first sacrifice. You got to give it to him first for it to be a sufficient sacrifice. Even with Cain and Abel, it's not the fact that Cain gave gave fruits and berries. It's the fact that he waited to the end of the harvest to give his sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? We had grain offerings and whatnot, but what made his sacrifice not sufficient and not acceptable is that he waited to the end of the harvest instead of giving first fruits. Keep going. You finished that?
Right, yeah.
Give me Numbers 3:12.
The book of Numbers, chapter 3 and verse 12. And I beheld, I have taken the Levites among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that opened up the matrix among the children of Israel.
I took all the Levites among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that opened up the matrix. Again, we just defining matrix. You know what I'm saying? Precept upon precept. Keep on.
So what is he calling the matrix?
The womb. Everybody who opens the womb, any child that any youngling or kid goat that's born, any beast that's opens the matrix. That's the womb.
Being born.
Being born.
Okay.
So you remember the Matrix?
A little bit.
You remember when Neo woke up and then he was in that little egg? He had to bust out that egg. Right? Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? That was the rebirth. That was like a birth. That was the Matrix time. We better get into the Hebrew too though. Go to the next slide. That's the Hebrew Rakan for the matrix. And it means womb. The womb. The matrix, the womb. That's your place of rebirth. That's your place to be born. And we're gonna describe the matrix and how prophets are old and how we now go into the matrix. We be in and out. But there's certain traits we have to learn. There's something that says you got to go into the matrix to be humble. You got to go into the matrix to get patience, to strengthen your faith. You got to go into the matrix. I'll go to the next slide. Your choice. Brother, we out there teaching on the streets. It's your choice. Morpheus said, I didn't say it would be easy. I said it would be the truth. This truth ain't easy. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't just because you come over here and everything gonna be all nice and you gonna get the license plate with the highly favored and you get to drive a Benzo. This is gonna be an endurance, like brother was bringing out in the lesson. You're gonna have to endure to the end. You're gonna have to endure, so it's some things you're gonna have to go through. Go ahead to the next slide. This is a little clip from the Matrix about when he got that pill. Brother Marquise, you didn't see the Matrix, huh? Take your blue pill, fall back to sleep, Christianity.
That's what it said when it first came out?
Right now.
That's what it said when it first came out?
Like Alice.
When it first came out.
When it first came out?
Nah, that was some shit that bad.
I can see. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he's expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate? Why not? Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control. I know exactly what you feel. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain. You feel it. You felt it your entire life. There's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter. It's the same. Do you know what I'm talking about? Nature. Do you want to know what it is? The matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very moment, you can see it when you look at your cell phone or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been opened your eyes to what you fear. The truth that you are a slave, like everyone else. You were born to bondage. You were meant to prison. You cannot smell, taste, or touch. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the matrix is. You have to see it first. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in one life. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
You say you stay in Wonderland and what?
See how deep the water, the rabbit hole goes.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. Nothing more.
Which one you would have took?
And it's true.
Yeah,
we
we
took
had the pill,
we
yeah.
took it. We took that red pill.
Yeah.
Took that pill. All right, rebirth is painful. All this is the had kids. The rebirth is painful. Coming out that matrix is painful. Oh, you need Luke 9:23.
The book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and
And
follow
take
me.
his cross up daily. You got to deny yourself. You got to deny yourself. You got to tell yourself no. Because you're dealing with the flesh. Yourself, you are flesh. You have to deny yourself. Tell yourself no and take up your cross daily. And that means mortification. That means placing yourself up on that cross. That means placing a little bit of that flesh on that cross daily. Putting a little piece of you up on that cross daily so you can be that new you that's not conformed to the world. Keep going on.
For whosoever shall save his life shall lose it.
See, and those trying to save their life, trying to save their whole life, you're gonna end up losing. Come on.
And but whosoever will lose his life for my name's sake, for my sake, the same shall be saved.
And you'll get that eternal life if you mortify that old life. But it's a process. It ain't something that you're gonna be able to just place your whole body up there. And you know what I'm saying? You gotta place, you may do a finger today. You know what I'm saying? You might do a nail tomorrow. But you gotta take up that cross every day and just nail a little piece of yourself up there. You have to learn how to get the discipline to start telling yourself no. All the best tasting food is the worst for you. That's how that's how it's designed. And if you're always telling yourself yes, you're always giving in to what you feel like doing, then you know what I'm saying, that you're not gonna be fruitful. And you're gonna end up with all kind of, you know what I'm saying, high blood pressure, diabetes, especially with food. Give me John 12:24.
book of John, chapter 12, and verse 24. And it reads, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except the corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it bitteth alone.
Except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and dies, it abides alone. Come on.
But if it die, it shall bring forth much fruit.
But if it dies, it's going to bear forth much fruit. Come on.
He that loveth his life shall lose it.
You love this life, you love this worldly life, you're going to lose it. Come on.
He that hateth his life in this world shall keep it until life eternal.
If you hate this life in this world, you're gonna nail it to the cross. You know that there's something better. And you're going to keep it for life eternal. But that corn going into the ground and dying, that's a dark place. Anytime something got to get dug into that soil and get planted. I was on a raw diet one time. I was making lentils. To make lentils, you gotta put them in a dark bag and then sprinkle a little water on them and then put them in a dark cold place. And then that it kind of simulates like them being into the ground, and then the lentils will sprout up, and then how you have the sprouts, and you can eat the sprouts. But for it to grow, a lot of times it got to be in that dark place. Go to the next script. Cruciferous vegetables. I don't know if y'all heard of cruciferous vegetables or cruciferous plants. Coming from that root word crucify, nailing yourself to the cross. A lot of these vegetables, their healing elements come from the vegetables being abused, the vegetables being just like garlic. You got to beat garlic up, you got to cut it up before that aroma gets released or those healing properties get released. Cabbage, it can heal arthritis. You can put a cabbage leaf on your and saran wrap it around your wrist or whatever you got the arthritis aching at. But you first gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, and cut it up a little bit for the veins to leak out that healing ointments in it. All these vegetables, the cruciferous vegetables, all those following that soup, and all of them have amazing healing properties. A whole category of plants or vegetables about that affliction and that healing.
The book of Hebrews.
Enduring the pains of the rebirth. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6.
The book of Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth.
For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth.
And scourgeth every son who receiveth.
And he scourges every son who receives him. 2 Timothy 2:3, bring that out in the last lesson. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier. So you're going to have to endure hardship. You're going to have to endure temptation as a good soldier. That's what's going to build you up. A lot of brothers want to build up, but the build up is the hardness. You want the build up, you want the hardness. Give me Psalm 66:10. You got to tell muscles to build muscle. You can't go in there. It's not a comfort zone. You don't build muscle in comfort.
The book of Psalm chapter 66 and verse 10. For thou, O God, have proved us, and have tried us as silver is tried. Thou broughtest us into the net. Thou laidest affliction upon our loins.
Laid affliction upon our loins. Come on.
Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place.
We went through fire and through water. Y'all seen, I know you that analogy a lot, with weapons being made. When steel weapons and swords and battle axes being made, they have to go through that fire first. Then they beat. You have to beat the weapon when they come out of the fire to get it to shape it. You see what I'm saying? And then you douse it with the water. Then you douse it with the water and then shine it up. It's gonna be tried as fire. And we being that battle axe of Yahweh, we gonna be tried through that furnace and shaping and beaten into shape and tried like fire and gold. Go to the next slide. The matrix is a dark place, and these are just some examples of rebirths of you know what I'm saying. Our forefathers going into that matrix, fellow prophets going into that matrix. Joseph being thrown into that well. He didn't do nothing to be thrown into the well. He didn't deserve getting thrown into that well by his brothers. But being in that well that was a matrix. That was a rebirth. So when Joseph came through that well, that gave him the humility to be able to deal with his brothers later and put him in a position later to save Israel from starvation. Moses being raised by Pharaoh's daughter. As soon as he was shipped out, that was the matrix. As soon as he was on the little raft, that was the matrix. He had to go in there and learn how to learn the customs of the Egyptians and learn how to navigate within the hierarchy of the Egyptians. So when he was able to go free Israel, he could go directly to Pharaoh. And he couldn't have the mindset of a slave. That's why we can't do anything right now, because we still have the mindset of slaves. Moses didn't have the mindset of a slave. Saul on the road to Damascus, matrix, painful, had to fast 3 days, blinded. Daniel in the lion's den, matrix. Moses killing the Egyptian and fleeing into the land of Midian, matrix. Because then now he has to learn how to be a shepherd. He got to humble down. You know what I'm saying? And be a sheep herder. When he was just in the palace. Yahweh Shai, Jesus in the synagogue, matrix, rebirth. Had to tell Mary, like, I'm about my father's business. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy no more. Go to the next slide. Recognizing when you have entered the matrix. Right? Recognizing when you have entered the matrix. One, nothing works. You done tried everything. You done tried to get them bills right. You can't catch them up. Nothing going right. Nothing going right in the relationship. You don't know what you're going to do to heal the relationship. Everything you have tried, everything in the most logical thing you can do. You done tried everything in the most logical thing you can do. Or the logical thing you can come up with is just to be thrown in the pit. Just to face it head on, just to face the consequences. Or to release the situation. Number 2, you hit a new low. A humbling low. Had no clue how you got there. I.e. lost jobs, vehicles stopped working, out of nowhere, expenses, relationships fall apart. I'm gonna give you a personal testimony. I had 2 vehicles, and I work on cars. And then I had one vehicle. The transmission went out. Then I had to get on my Betty. I had her 15 years. She wasn't gonna stop running. I started driving her. She had like it was leaking antifreeze, but I kept pushing it anyway instead of humbling down and getting on the bus. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't got on the bus forever. This before Uber and all that stuff was out here. But I hadn't got on the bus forever. Wasn't gonna humble down and get on that bus. I ended up thinking it was a manifold gasket, hard job. Ended up doing that like 10 hours out there dealing with the car. Got that on there. It was still leaking. Kept driving it. Ended up the engine was blown. Matter of fact, I actually the owner of my job loaned me some money because I was gonna get a car, but then I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and just fix the car. I'm gonna just go ahead and fix Betty, put her in the shop, paid like $400-500. Once I paid the money, the owner of the shop say, man, you know what, your antifreeze is mixing in with your oil, your head gasket blow. For me driving the car where I was overheating constantly. And then I had to just eventually had to go ahead and hit that bus and get on that motor. But all things work for the good. That was a necessary process. Now that I know where I'm at now, I see, you look back and you understand that was a necessary process. That had to happen. I was fighting it from happening. Because at the time I didn't have no credit. I didn't have bad credit, but I didn't have no credit. And credit, I needed, you know what I'm saying? I needed to start building credit or whatnot. So I needed to start, that ignited that process and ignited me to start understanding that I need the credit, you know what I'm saying? To go to another level. New interests. You start doing more self-evaluating. You start evaluating yourself. You know what I'm saying? What am I doing wrong? Why am I still stuck in this place here? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why are things falling apart? Why am I still at the same job? Why am I still in the same position? Been working here 10 years. Why am I still in the same position at the same job? Why won't I even go fill out any more applications? Sometimes you'll be stuck and be mad at a situation and won't even fill out an application or take one step into improving the situation. So when you start sitting back and having them self-evaluations, you probably either in that matrix or you about to go into that matrix. If you find yourself spending a lot of time thinking about what we would call mistakes, thinking about your mistakes, thinking about your exes, thinking about, you know what I'm saying, bad financial situations, bad financial decisions that you made, it's a good chance you're in the matrix. When you start losing contact with friends and family, you know what I'm saying? When friends don't want to deal with you no more, oh, man, you Israelite, you in cold. You mess with them Israelites, man, they, you know what I'm saying? You got to start cutting them off. Go ahead to the next slide. Reasoning for entering the matrix. One must be humble. Sometimes you're going to have to be humble. Sometimes you may be riding high, thinking you got it all, especially tax time. Tax time, Jake love to ride high and has to be humbled down. And you have to be humbled down because a lot of our people are at a meek state, man. A lot of our people are homeless. A lot of our people are drug addicts. You're going to have to be able to talk to these people. Not, you know what I'm saying, not to have your nose all stuck up, you know what I'm saying, and not be able to offer these folks help and get them the scripts. You have to sit where they sit. Ezekiel 3:15. Ezekiel like I sat where they sat. I've been through what you've been through. I ain't gonna be able to tell you how to get off weed if I ain't smoked it. If I ain't got off of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be able to tell you how to beat abuse, or you know what I'm saying, domestic violence, or you know what I'm saying. If I ain't been through it, if I ain't seen it, I ain't gonna tell you how to beat certain sins, pornography, fornication. If I ain't went through it, you know what I'm saying. But all temptation is common, man. You know what I'm saying. So a lot of us done went through those same situations, those same sins. A lot of us done beat those same things, and you know what I'm saying. That's why you gotta gather. Also, to be a light, a testimony. Sometimes he bring you low to bring you up. Just like we always read Deuteronomy 7:6. We never read the next verse. He said, "I didn't choose you because you were the most in number. I chose you because you was the least." The story even of Gideon when he went in with the 300. He didn't. It bring you low to show his strength. Sometimes he'll use you and bring you low just to show his power through you. You know what I'm saying? Through you, you'll be that light. Go to the next slide for me. Don't come out of the matrix too soon. Don't come out of the matrix too soon. If you come out of the matrix too soon, you end up having to do the whole process over again. You wonder why you came out of it, you kind of beat it, and then you end up right back into you keep getting in the same kind of relationships. Keep getting in the same finance. You check the check. Constantly check the check. Even though you got a raise. Even though they gave you a nice bonus, you still check the check. You end up having to do the whole process over again. You put the new life that Howard wants for you at risk due to the fact that you're a premature baby. And when you're a preemie, a lot of times you can't leave a hospital until you built up, until you're healthy enough to go out there in that world. And what happens is we go out in that world premature, you know what I'm saying, thinking we got a lot of times in this truth, we'll come into this truth, get that rebirth, and think we can just go out in this world and do this thing by ourselves, and then you end up right back in the Christian church. You end up right back in there. You know, right back in there and say, yeah, you're right, mama, they crazy. Hebrews are crazy. This is what happened with the prodigal son. The prodigal son received a blessing too early. And then when he was in the pigsty, either wishing he could eat the slop with the pigs, that was his rebirth. But that was just to start the whole process over. He just had to go back to his father. See what I'm saying? It was just a rebirth to go back because he made the mistake. He came out of the womb too early. Not knowing he was in the matrix, he had to redo the premature of this world. and he was reborn again only to return to the Father, basically back to square one. So a lot of times you're gonna hit the matrix and go back to square one. He gonna need you to take those steps. When he uses you, you're gonna keep doing it to you. If you don't get it right with Keisha, you gotta get it right with Tasha. You don't get it right. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna keep redoing the steps, you're gonna keep making, you know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna be harder every time you go see. Now when the prodigal son went back to the Father, he ain't had the inheritance no more. You see what I'm saying? When he left the first time, he had the inheritance. He had, you know what I'm saying? He had his coins. He had what belonged to him. But he had nothing to do that. So now he gotta go through life without that now this time. Go to the next slide. Recognizing when to come out. 1 Peter 5:10.
But the First Peter chapter 5 and verse 10. But the God of all grace, who have called us into his eternal glory by Yahushua, after ye have suffered a while.
That's the key. After ye have suffered a while. After ye have suffered a while. You in that labor. You know what I'm saying? You having that, what's it called, the epidural? Get the epidural shot and all that. You ain't had no kids out, but labor. I've seen people say they was in labor 2 days, 12 hours, 24 hours. You gonna suffer a while. Come on.
His eternal glory by Yahushua, after you have suffered a while, make you perfect.
After you have suffered a while, you can be made perfect. Come on.
Established.
Strengthened.
Settle you.
And settle you. And you'll be established, strengthened, and settled. And that's a lot of times what we be looking for. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be established. I'm just trying to settle down. You know what I'm saying? Trying to strengthen. I need to strengthen my faith. You're gonna have to suffer. But after you have suffered a while, these things gonna come. And a lot of times we run from that. We run from the suffering. And you have to and prolong the matrix. You know what I'm saying? We had to force the baby out. You know? But that was it. That was the last slide.
Right.
That was the last slide. I was just pretty much just dealing with the matrix and being the womb and us having that rebirth and understanding that we're gonna have to grab that serpent by the tail. We can't be running from the pain. You know what I'm saying? Because the pain is the tribulation, the affliction is the blessing. That's what's gonna make you stronger. That's what's gonna build you up. That's what's gonna get you to that grandma faith. She ain't worried about nothing. You be complaining about no bills and nothing like that. I had my great grandma used to have her money in a napkin. She's gonna unfold it in the napkin anytime. And I never heard her complain about no bills. She just unfolded with a napkin till, you know, one of the uncles to get some groceries. But that was about it. And I think it's a script too, man. When you sick, when one is sick among you, ask the elders to pray for you. Because they done been through it. They've already suffered a while. They have the patience. They you know what I'm saying? They have the patience, they have the faith. For those prayers and be heard. Any questions? I hope y'all was able to eat that. I don't know if y'all seen the last video. We was talking about these Atlanta home prices. Yeah, you seen that? Atlanta home prices rise outpaces wages. Same thing happened out there in Brooklyn. We should be prepared for it.
What's happening now?
Yeah, homes going up and the wages not going up. It said from 2012 to now, home prices went up to 76%. 76%. Medium Atlanta home price right now is $250,000. It's the average price of a home now. It went up 76% from 2012. I remember renting apartments, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, $500. I remember renting 1 bedroom for $399. $399 on Hembry. $399. First month free. Now that same apartment's $800, $900. Same apartments. So we gotta understand the sign of the times and know that we're gonna have to endure, man. And take note, like I'm saying, this same stuff already happened up top. It already happened up there. I was talking to an Uber. While I was driving Uber, I talked to a brother that was from Brooklyn, and he was telling me that he had a house he bought for like 200, and it was worth like 1.2 now, or 2.2. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to hold on, but he can't afford the taxes. You don't have to let it go. I was like, brother, you should have let it go. Let it go, but I can't tell him how to do it. Something ain't done. But that's the same thing. That same thing's gonna happen here, especially with California on fire. I seen a dust storm, some epic dust storm in Arizona. I don't know if y'all seen that. But the beast, polar bear got hold of Esau over the stamps.
You ever seen the lion?
The lion got hold of something. Oh, a dude snuck into
He didn't sneak into it. It was his lion.
Oh, it was his lion.
Yeah, it was his.
Asadi?
Nah, he was an Edomite.
Oh.
He went into the cage, and then it was like he started. The lion just looked up at him.
Yeah.
He tried to run away. It was too late. That's a knock him over.
Oh, he seen it in his face.
Yeah.
Exactly on that Deuteronomy 32:24. When pull that real quick. 32:24. They shall be burnt with hunger and devoured in burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poisons of serpents of the dust. So, Esau own pets going in after him. Just a sign of the times, man. You wanna stay on the phone. You wanna keep your garment on. Make sure you got your garment on out here, because you come like a thief. You gonna bring that out?
Yeah. Another thing we got in the articles and stuff like that. It says the farmers market experienced SNAP losses. And basically, what that SNAP is that EBT, like how we be paying with government assistance and EBT. The agencies that usually have that swipe, that allow that swipe, they didn't sign a contract no more with the farmers market. So basically, the farmers markets are losing money, basically, and it's making a lot of them go out of business. But like I said, a lot of the reason why you see a lot of these Krogers and these Sam Clubs and these farmers markets closing down, because they're trying to all push us to go to Walmart. And I think we all kind of already know about Walmart's kind of being government owned and stuff like that. No one can just go up and go, open up a Walmart. But they're all trying to assimilate us, to go to Walmart and stuff like that. So when the stuff do pop off, you see what I'm saying? It's going to be easy to control us, giving out rations and stuff like that, controlling the food. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, you're no longer getting fresh food. You're getting GMO. And I think that's one of the curses about how your basket in your store is gonna be cursed. So it's no longer gonna be a famine on fresh food out here now. You see what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? The government, they're really trying to push us to Walmart. We get closer and closer to World War III. I think Walmart's gonna be a main thing they're gonna use to try to control us and try to ration out stuff, and how they're gonna assimilate a lot of things. But yeah, a lot of the farmers markets are closing down. So we're gonna be seeing a lot more farmers markets closing down. We got like 2 or 3 around here that I know of. We'll see how long they open up, but that SNAP, that EBT, it kept a lot of those farmers markets in business, because that's what most of our people use. So if we don't have the black dollar, a lot of them might be going out of business. You see what I'm saying? Right.
I think the main key though is that those who are getting the Section 8, those who are getting the EBT, they're not gonna be able to get fresh food like that from the farmers market. They're not gonna get that farm with fresh food. That's the main issue. They're gonna suffer a loss. I don't know if they go out of it, but that's gonna hit them heavy. Not having EBT. But I know the cab farmers market, they don't accept credit cards. But I ain't never understand why they don't accept credit cards. But probably because of the double machines. EBT definitely cash. But I said, if anybody want to bring anything out. Feel free. Anybody had any questions?
I know Walmart sponsors FEMA camp. FEMA period.
Yeah, that Walmart.
Like I said,
The fact that it came like so big, yeah, it only opened up like 20 years ago. And now it's worldwide the number one store. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody can just open up something and be the number one seller in the whole world, everywhere. China, Russia, we have Walmart's everywhere.
I think the Walmart was funded by the Bush administration.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
1960s.
right.
I remember seeing when I was working a poster of them shaking Sam Walton's hands doing that business transaction, and then like on the poster that they had, it had Sam Walton's face on the dollar bill. You know how you got the codes that's on the dollar? It said 666. Right. The numbers. Yeah. Probably still up there. I'll take a picture of it one day. I'll go in there in my other Walmart bill. Right. Go back there, take a picture of it.
oh, they have it in the back.
Yeah, in the personnel office. Crazy.
Home Depot came up fast too.
But they starting to build homes now and sell them.
Real?
Since they got the tools and stuff.
Might as well.
Plus they just folded up.
Yeah.
Put the size together. They bring the size out. They put them together. 2 weeks you got the outfit.
Yeah, they have a factory for like the framing work that they do. So it'd be, gavel houses, mansard roofing. We put it all together, put it on a big conveyor belt, roll it out.
It's outside of humanity. They could build one in what? 2 months. Well, no, sorry, take that back. They could do it in 8 days, a whole house.
Now you gotta cook it together. Part of the time.
And you get your text.